This is a much awaited evening with Shreyas Gopal. We did plan few months ago, and unfortunately we couldn't. But yes, here we are. Shreyas is here with us. Thank you so much, Shreyas, for joining us and accepting our invite. We truly appreciate, you taking off your time from your busy schedule. About a week or so, I think you're headed straight to Dubai for the IPL. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking your time off. So the way we've structured this evening is I'll now hand it over to Shiva. Shiva is the captain of the Karnataka State wheelchair cricket team, who will introduce to us as to what the stadium is all about, how are they structured, and who are his team members. I think this is going to be a very proud moment for us to know how much as the Karnataka wheelchair cricket team really progressed over the years with minimal support or with the passion that they have for the sport of cricket. I think it will be wonderful to hear from Shiv Prasad. So, Shiv Prasad, over to you.
Much for joining here. Uh, Hello everyone. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. Shreyas Gopal, who doesn't need any introduction. He's our own Bengalurian, a brilliant all-rounder who was an integral part of Karnataka, had captained Karnataka at various age levels such as under 13, under 15, 16, and 19. He started his IPL career from Mumbai Indians and at present plays for Rajasthan Royals from 2014. And someday, we all definitely want to see him play for India and RCB especially. And thank you very much, Shreyas, for joining us. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. My name is Shiv Prasad. I'm currently the captain of Karnataka wheelchair cricket team. Across India, we have more than 18 state teams, and our team, which is Karnataka wheelchair cricket team, is considered one of the top three teams. And we've consistently performed well in the nationals and currently ranked number three in India. And I'm proud to say that we've produced four international cricketers from Karnataka alone. Myself, I'm vice captain of Indian wheelchair cricket team, and we have Mr. Tipaswamy, Harish, and Sagar, and who've represented India in two international tournaments. And it would be great if you could address the RR Karnataka team, Shreyas.
Absolutely. Hi guys, and just thank you for having me. And my apologies that I couldn't be with you all, a few months earlier itself, for whatever reason. But I'm so happy that I'm here, and I can share my experiences, and I can share some moments that I've shared on the cricket field. And more importantly, I think I'm here, and it's a moment for me to draw inspiration from you all, because of obvious reasons. It's hats off to y'all for being able to do what y'all are doing, and making the state, making your families, and making India so proud. And uh, you know more than me being a part of y'all and y'all drawing inspiration for me, I think it's just the other way around, where I think I would be so much more inspired by uh, seeing y'all go ahead in your tournaments and doing so well, and just showing the passion that y'all have for the game. At the end of the day, it's just the love for the game, irrespective of everything. I think you're just making us so much prouder by the day, by the minute. So just want to thank you all for that. And I would love to share whatever I can. And I would also love to know how it is on your side, and just draw a lot of inspiration before I could, and hopefully take it to the IPL, and do well for my side and for myself.
So
That's, uh,
we
that's yeah. Go ahead, Shiva. Sorry.
Yeah, so we do have a couple of questions. I think Ramsa will take over from here.
So actually, Shreyas, thank you so much. I think that's a fantastic motivation for our players. So before we actually move to the question answer sessions, I was just wondering if any of you, Shiv Prasad, and within your team, if you will want to share your experiences over the last few years that you've been associated with the game as an insight into how you guys approach the game as much as what the rest of us do.
So the sad part of wheelchair cricket is that it has always been considered as a charity event, and especially in India. And if you see, wheelchair cricket is being played in more than 18 states. But again, the story remains the same. Every state association is struggling to, in some terms of, getting support from the the mainstream cricket associations or BCCI, to be very specific. and at the same time, the raising sponsorship for ourselves, and just being challenged. So this has been the story across India. And to be very specific about Karnataka, we started 3 years back, wherein wheelchair cricket was quite old. It has been played since 10 years. And when we started this initiative, we had 5 or 6 very handful of players, with who could maneuver the wheelchair and play around. Making playing 11 itself was quite challenging in 2017. And if you see from there to now, we have more than 160 players, practicing from various districts of Karnataka. And in spite of that, producing 4 international cricketers from Karnataka alone, we take so much of pride in our achievement in recent days. There is one personal story which motivated us to do much better in wheelchair cricket. Is that there was one particular meeting wherein we went to Karnataka State Cricket Association, and we met Mr. Sudhakar Rao. So we seek his help in terms of to promote wheelchair cricket. So when we went to his cabin and talked about wheelchair cricket, and he laughed at us. So that is a very sad saying. And he also questioned me, saying that how can one play cricket in wheelchair? So that was his question, and then we all the core team, we thought about, just give us 2 days or two years of time, so we will show you how popular wheelchair cricket is going to get. So that's how. And recently also there's been a lot of talk in BCCI also about getting wheelchair cricket. So I sincerely hope that players like Shreyas and others come forward and support wheelchair cricket. We would definitely, we also carry the same passion and pride in ourselves, playing cricket.
Wonderful, Shiva. I think, Shreyas, I'll just take a minute. In fact, I had the opportunity of witnessing one of their games. It was after a very long time. I really could take myself off sometime and to look at how the team members actually play. And I must tell you that this is something of a very challenging for them as with the limited movement that they have. But believe me, it's one of those toughest sports that actually play on a wheelchair. And totally hats off to you guys. I think you're all doing a great job. Uh, I think it's only a matter of time that we really see great things happening to you at the cricket front. And we'll all wish you for that, and we will try to do whatever best that we can. Uh, so I have a few questions for you, Shreyas. So some of our team members have these few questions for you. Would you like to take them right away, or do you have something else to share before we move to the question answers?
No, again, I think I'll just have to repeat myself. It's so inspiring to listen to your story, and as a person from Karnataka, I think I'll try and do everything possible within my armory to help and promote wheelchair cricket. I think it's very important, irrespective of what it is. I think it's important. If there's passion, there is that drive, and there is that josh to do well in whatever it is. So um, I think I would definitely try and vouch and try and do whatever I can. So thanks for that, and I'm more than free to answer any of your questions. I'd be glad to share my stories as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Shreyas. I think that's really, really reassuring for the team here, and they can take a lot of things from this evening to see. They can only move forward from here and look back onto the journey, the great journey that they had, and I'm sure it's going to do wonders for them. Thank you so much, Shreyas. So here are the first set of questions coming to you. So this is from I love this question from Joseph. Could you please share your tricks of spin bowling?
Uh, so I think spin bowling is something that, so bowling in general for me was very natural. So I couldn't because I started bowling proper leg spin at the age of say 15 or 16, maybe just after that age. So my younger years, when I played cricket, I never bowled as a pure batsman. So that was something that came very natural to me. So because of that, I also found it a lot harder to get a lot of my basics right, because I passed that stage of a lot of things at 16 and 17. So but other than that, I think it's just trying to spin the ball as much as possible. I think that was something that was told to me, and something that I wanted to also try and work on as much as I could, because uh, I think as a spinner, the most important thing is to be able to spin the ball on on most surfaces. Yes, you do get a lot of good wickets, but I think if you can spin the ball, that's the first thing. So there were coaches who came, and coaches and legendary cricketers who came and told me, even if you bowl two pitches is fine, but as long as you're trying to turn the ball, that's the first progress that you would take as a spinner, because bad balls everyone's going to bowl, so you're not going to be any different. But in terms of spin and bounce, if you can uh, deliver that aspect more often, I think that would stand you the best chance of getting wickets. So that was something that really stuck with me, and even if I didn't spin the ball as much, I tried to get as many revolutions on the ball as possible, and maybe bounce, or maybe just use angles or whatever. So that was probably the basis of where my spin bowling foundation started. Other than that, small minor technical things that they told me, but I think the most important thing is listening to your body, and understanding where your uh, natural instincts take over. I think that's very important. If you're someone who bowls slow, because I've come across this question very often, where they ask me, I bowl very slow in the air, but how do I increase my pace? But if bowling slow and through the air is your natural instinct, I think you stick to that and don't try and bowl too fast. If bowling flatter is your thing, stick to that and don't try and change too much, because that's what is gifted to you, and that's what is your foundation. So I think you use that to the best of your advantage. So small things like that were things that a lot of coaches told me and guided me through those years. And other than that, it was just a lot of spot bowling. That's one drill that every spinner does, and that's it. That's more or less the foundation of where my spin bowling started.
Thank you, Shreyas. In fact, just one thing that I wanted to share here with you, and I've played with Gopal, your father, for almost a year. I think I played under him for Crescent's Cricket Club, and he was one great for me at that level.
um, I'm very sure my family supports the team I'm playing for. So if I was playing for RCB, they would definitely support RCB. But since I'm playing for Rajasthan Royals, they 100%, I'm sure they're supporting Rajasthan Royals. It's not a I think as parents, I'm sure they would just support their son's team. So it goes like that.
Absolutely. Sometimes it gets so tricky. Like, I'm a hardcore RCBN, but yes, I have somebody that I know playing for my own son playing for Rajasthan Royals. What happens what goes through Gopal's mind when he's actually watching an RCB versus Rajasthan Royals match?
Honestly, I don't know how to answer that, but I'm just hoping he would say, and I'm sure he would say that he wants me to get as many wickets as I can, and he wants Rajasthan Royals to win. Because as a matter of fact, I have a lot of friends who are die-hard RCB fans.
Hello?
Hello,
Can you hear me now?
hello. My favorite cricketer. So I'll try and pick one batsman and one bowler. Uh, or it's difficult to pick one batsman, to be honest. Couple of batsmen that you know are probably right on top of their game is Virat Kohli, Steve Smith, AB de Villiers, and David Warner. I think these four batsmen are really, really dangerous. So I'm just talking in terms of T20 as of now. Of course, Test cricket, they are lethal, but who I've played against them and played with them. So probably these four are really, really uh, hard batsmen to play against. Um, and in terms of bowlers, I think my two favorite bowlers and my all-time favorite bowlers is Anil Kumble sir and Shane Warne.
Wonderful. Mindset or preparation when bowling to legends like Virat, Rohit, Steve Smith, and Dhoni, the likes of them? What would be your
So honestly, I've been asked this question a few times. You do assess the kind of wicket that you're playing in. You do assess the kind of atmosphere that you're playing in. Each each place comes with a different kind of atmosphere, the different kind of uh, pitch that we play on. So, you know, most wickets are really good for batting, but you have to be able to try and find that one small thing that you can use as a bowler. Sometimes the wicket could be a little slower, so you try and force them to hit a lot down the ground, and and you try and bowl probably a little slower, where they have to put in a lot more effort into making a run. Sometimes the wicket is really green, where you try and bowl top spin and overspin, so you try and use the bounce a little bit. So it's just trying understanding small things and just trying to make a small game plan, and keeping your team aware of that game plan, and backing yourself, the most important thing. That's how good they are. So some of us have one shot. If it's there, we play that shot. If it's here, we play this shot. But they have two shots for that thing, and that's why they're so successful. So again, it's just planning and trying to understand the wicket, and just bowling to your plan. That's more about it. I can't say I try and set them up or anything. I'd be lying if I say something like that. So just that, and trying to understand your strengths and your weaknesses, and trying to use your skill to the best of its of or the best of your ability.
True. And I think it will also be important if we don't actually.
So there are two ways of looking at this. If not cricket, I would probably be playing badminton. uh, I really enjoy playing badminton. So at one time it was between cricket and badminton, so I just enjoyed cricket a lot more, purely because of a team atmosphere and a team culture. I wanted to play a team sport. uh, I like the whole thing of uh, winning together, winning as a group. So that was probably one of the bigger reasons where I really liked cricket. And uh, but if not sport, I'm sure I would have probably followed my mom's passion of joining the military. That's something that she's really passionate about, and I'm extremely passionate about. Um, so she has her family has a military army background, so I would definitely have joined the military.
Yeah, I think the T-shirt that you're wearing today, I think also speaks volumes about your other side of the passion as well.
Yeah, I have quite a few camouflage t-shirts. Probably my favorite.
Okay. So there's one question from me, Shreya. Just want to understand, for a fast bowler, yes, people say that you need to be aggressive. Does this also hold good for a spinner? Is spinner supposed to be aggressive, or is patience the key for a spinner?
Well, this is a hard question to answer, because you're sometimes on the fence. So uh, probably I go back to my two favorite cricketers, my two favorite bowlers of all time, Anil sir and Shane Warne. They've always told me to be aggressive. Although you're a spinner, you can't hurt a batsman, but you always have to be intimidating. If you ever bowl a good ball, Shane Warne and Anil sir always told me that when you bowl a good ball, ensure the batsman knows you're bowling a good ball, or you've bowled that good ball. Don't let him get away from that thought so easily. So keep him on that thing, and you need to have that good body language. You need to be aggressive in your approach, and at any point of time, you should be telling yourself to think wickets. So you're not going to be thinking, I want to get hit for 6 runs or 7 runs or 8 runs this over, and finish that over well. But sometimes you do have to finish a couple of balls on a defensive note, where you try and give 1 run, or not more than 3 runs in the last 3 balls. That would be great. But most times you'd always want to set a tone and try and get the batsman out, because at the end of the day, even if you go at 4 overs for 45 runs and you pick up 4 wickets, or if 4 overs of 55 runs or 60 runs and you pick up 4 or 5 wickets, it's obviously going to uh, help your other teammates in their economy, and eventually the team total is going to be a little less, although you've got hit for runs. So you always have to try thinking wickets, and it's always hard for a new batsman to be coming in and facing any bowler. So especially as a leg spinner, where you know you um, it's not like a finger spinner where you can just keep try and keeping it tight. Most leg spinners are attacking bowlers. All leg spinners are attacking bowlers. So they've always told me, just think wickets. You're a leg spinner. You go out there when you're bowling, first over, fifth over, sixth over, whatever over you're bowling, whether it's first class cricket or IPL cricket, try and pick a wicket for your team. That's going to set the tone for your team. more than you, because at the end of the day, they said, I'm telling you this because it's a team sport and your team has to win. It's not just you. So if your team is going to do, if you do well, and if you think in this approach, your team has the best chance of winning.
Wonderful, wonderful piece of advice. Thank you so much, Shreyas. We just about there. Um, thank you so much. So we've finished all the questions, and uh, thank you so much, Shreyas. I think it was a great evening for all of us. Fantastic evening for all of us. Loads and loads of information, loads and loads of motivational words, loads and loads of tricks and tips that we can actually make this game much better for each one of us playing this lovely game of cricket. Thank you so much, Shreyas, for your beautiful words and encouragement, which I'm sure has instilled a lot of confidence in our players here. And I'm sure they're going to take away a lot of things that when they get onto the 22 yards, what is that runs in their mind is going to be really defining a player that they are. Thank you so much. And your responses to the questions, I think, has answered many more questions that have not been put down here on the screen today. But yes, thank you so much. A great thing. And on behalf of everyone, I wish to thank you all for your presence here today. Thank you so much for making this time. I knew it was going to be difficult on a Sunday evening for all you to be here. And our best wishes for your wonderful cricketing career. I'll be failing in my duties if I don't thank Shreyas' father, Gopal. I mean, my association, like as I said, with Gopal goes back to many, many years. We still are in touch, and he's been one great captain that I really played under, a fantastic person. And he was actually instrumental in getting this thing going. And thank you also, Shreyas, for really accepting our invite for the evening today and sharing your thoughts with our team here. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Take care. And all the best, Shreyas, for your IPL.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the
Thank you,
inspiration.
Shrey.
And
Thank
keep it in mind. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank, thank.
Thank
All the
you.
very best.